It's a new year and it's a new time to possibly get your will together. In fact, January is a perfect time to do so. And I'm joined by Tim Hewson. He's CEO of LegalWills, and we're talking about the importance of putting your will together and why January is a good time to do so. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Rosie.
Good morning, Tim. So, okay, why is January a great time to get your estate, your affairs in order in the form of a will?
So primarily because it's something that most people procrastinate on.
Yeah.
Most people put it off. They
You're
know
not
it's
kidding.
important. I don't think many people don't understand the importance of a will, but they don't get it done because they put it off and they put it off and they put it off. So we've been doing this for over 20 years now, and we found that the first week of January is when people do suddenly get it checked off their to-do list. And there's a couple of main reasons. Firstly, New Year's resolutions.
Right, okay.
This is the year I'm gonna finally get my will done. So people, absolutely, they do that. Another thing that happens is that a lot of people over Christmas, they meet as families. And those discussions come up about, did you hear about Uncle Bill died? Didn't have a will. What a nightmare that was. Or even, Mom, Dad, have you thought about writing your will? Like, if you don't have a will, us as adult children, we're gonna have a lot of a mess to deal with. So those conversations can come up and they roll into January and people say, you know what, we had that conversation. I've got to get it done now.
What are some of the misconceptions about putting together a will?
About putting together the will, I think the main misconceptions are that it's expensive.
Yes.
And it's time consuming, and you have to do all kinds of prep work ahead of actually getting it done. And yes, they are all misconceptions. It doesn't need to be expensive and it doesn't need to be time consuming.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be time consuming, it doesn't have to be expensive. What about here in Canada? What are some of the details that we need to know when getting our will prepared?
So the main thing is specific to Canada. Every province is a little bit different.
Okay.
There are provincial laws, especially in Quebec, wildly different. So if people are in Quebec, be aware that there's very specific rules for Quebec that don't apply to any other province in Canada, and all of the other provinces are a little bit different. But also in Canada, be aware that there are things like common law states, common law marriages, where without a will, you can really leave your common law partner with a real mess. So there are certain things about the law and how it works in Canada that are worth keeping in mind if you're considering, no, I think I'll die without a will. If that's your decision,
that's what you're thinking.
That's a terrible idea anywhere, but in Canada particularly.
Okay, tell me this. You've got a will, you were responsible, you put a will together 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Do you need to update it?
There are a number of reasons why you might want to update it. Certainly if there's a change in your circumstances, if you've had a child, you've got married, you've moved provinces, like any of these things, you might want to think, okay, does my will still reflect my wishes? But also anybody named in the will. So you may have named a guardian for your children who might no longer be appropriate, or an executor who may be taken ill, or they might not be the person. So think about people who are named in the will as well. But also think about your own things that have happened in your life, like maybe a charity has become important in your life.
Put that in there.
And you think, you know what, I want to recognize the work of that charity in my will. So that's another reason why.
Tim Hewson, CEO of LegalWills. Fascinating discussion. January is the month. Get your will done so you can get things in order. Thank you so much for coming by.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Tim. Thank you.
Thank you.